Start with breaking news as we come on the air. Toledo police are currently working to solve a death investigation on the 300 block of Sumner Street in South Toledo. Detectives at the scene tell us one person was found shot and killed beside a home on the street. But despite the best efforts from their crime investigation unit, at this time they can't determine if this was a suicide or a homicide, saying the nature of the scene leaves both possibilities open. Police are now waiting for a final determination from the Lucas County Coroner's Office. We'll share you those results both on air and online as soon as we have them. Now getting things over to your forecast, meteorologist John Birchfield joining us with more. John, what's it looking like in the next couple days?
Well, there are going to be some showers and storms that impact those late evening plans, and also showers lingering through Monday. Storm chances continue through about 10 o'clock p.m. before dissipating, and an isolated strong wind gust of around 40 miles an hour can't be ruled out. For the most part, the activity has been west of I-75 back towards Fulton and Williams counties. Also in southern Michigan, there were some downpours that passed on through in Lenawee County, impacting Adrian and Tecumseh, leaving behind some rain as well as thunder and lightning rolling through Devil's Lake as well. As we look across northwest Ohio, just to the west of Wauseon, you can plan on some rain entering Fulton County, and Williams and Defiance counties also getting in on the action. Some additional showers to the west of us across northern Indiana ahead of our next cold front, and that is going to bring a drop in temperatures to start off the work week. There is a marginal risk for an isolated strong storm with 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Hour-by-hour forecast shows you those storm chances entering the Toledo metro by about 7 to 8 p.m. And then after 8 p.m. we see those showers slide to the east of I-75. There is going to be a weakening trend, though, after sunset. I'm going to preview the upcoming work week and your full 10-day forecast in just a minute, Michael.
All right, John, we'll see you then. We have an update to a story we first brought to you this morning out of North Toledo. 2 people are dead and 2 others are hurt after a shooting around 1 this morning outside of Agenda Sports Bar and Grill on Matzinger Road. Toledo police say when crews got to the scene, they found 31-year-old Christopher Bourne, who had been shot at least once. He was pronounced dead at the scene. 3 other victims, including 37-year-old Stefan Garrett, were taken to the hospital in critical condition. Garrett was shot at least once, and he also later died at the hospital. A witness told our crews on scene this morning they could still hear gunfire even after police arrived. No word yet on the suspect or suspects. We'll keep you updated on air and online as we continue to learn more. And if any information regarding the shooting, you're asked to call or text Crime Stoppers at 419-255-1111. You can remain anonymous and may be eligible for a cash reward. And this morning's homicide is the 6th in the city since the start of the holiday weekend. Marcus White, who was stabbed and killed Friday. 25-year-old Paris Johnson has been arrested and charged with murder in that case. Then later Friday afternoon, 17-year-old Jason Bennett was shot and killed on Baden Street. No word on any suspects in that case yet either. On Saturday morning, 2 20-year-olds, Salvador Ruiz and Amir Thomas Clare, were shot in East Toledo within just minutes of one another. And finally, the killings of Christopher Bourne and Stefan Garrett from this morning. No word on any of those suspects either. Tonight, we're hearing from state leaders on some of the impacts of the Big Beautiful Bill, a new law signed by President Trump on the 4th of July. Dominique O'Neill joins us in studio with more. Dominique, you spoke to people on both sides of the aisle about a major section of this bill.
That's right, Michael. I talked to State Representative Michelle Grimm, a Democrat, and State Senator Teresa Gavrone, a Republican, hearing their takes on the law's cuts to Medicaid and SNAP and what it means for Americans. The bill is set to cut SNAP benefits by $230 billion over the next 10 years and Medicaid by $600 billion over the next 10 years, the deepest cuts in the program's history. Meanwhile, the bill is set to fund billions for ICE and provide tax cuts for Americans. Gavrone says now that the bill is signed into law, those tax cuts will help regular people keep their hard-earned money. But Grimm says the cuts to the country's social safety net will be devastating.
So I think it's going to devastate a lot of people here in Ohio. They're anticipating about 500,000 people will have their Medicaid benefits cut from the big ugly bill. So that's going to devastate a lot of families. It's going to devastate a lot of people.
Coming up tonight at 11, we'll expand on the thoughts of the Republicans and Democrats alike and get some local reaction from people about how they might be impacted by the Big Beautiful Bill. Reporting in studio, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
All right, thanks, Dom. 2 local churches became one for this morning in Perrysburg to worship and celebrate together. Perrysburg's Lutheran Church of the Master and Zoar Lutheran Church gathered for their annual combined church service in celebration of Zoar's 175 years of worship. It's a tradition both churches do every summer, as Church of the Master is a branch of Zoar.
Church of the Master was founded by Zoar, and so we have continued to do many things together. We do a lot of youth programming together. We do shared choir. We do other shared worship services as well.
There was also a special picnic after the service with delicious food and drinks, as well as live music for the combined congregation. Today, the Swanton Church of the Nazarene held their annual Summer Fest. Churchgoers and other community members got to enjoy the family-friendly event with a live band, inflatables, food trucks, games, and more. Attendees even got the opportunity to participate in a car show with an awards presentation.
We're obviously hoping to outreach to the community and bring people in, and we figured this was a great way to host a free event and hopefully people show up.
The annual free event concluded at 2. Coming up, the death toll in Central Texas has risen to 70 after catastrophic flooding. The search continues for missing children at a summer camp near the swollen Guadalupe River.
And rain showers and a couple thunderstorms moving into lower Michigan and northern Ohio later this evening. I have the hour-by-hour forecast and your work week weather coming up next. Welcome back in. Some isolated showers and a couple rubbles of thunder could impact evening plans through about 10 p.m. There could be a brief, strong, gusty wind of about 30 to 40 miles an hour, but not expecting severe weather with these showers. Most of the activity's been west of Toledo, so looking back towards Fulton and Williams and Defiance counties, up to Hillsdale and Lenawee counties, where some showers have also passed on through. Overall, these are not really packing too much of a punch, but there could still be some brief downpours of rain looking just to the west of Wauseon, where some of that heaviest rain is coming on down. Really zooming in on the view, you can see that rain just to the north of Archbald, and there are a couple isolated lightning strikes as well, looking to the north of Ridgeville Corners as well. Doppler radar is detecting over 100 lightning strikes from the thumb of Michigan back towards northern Indiana, and the heaviest clusters are just entering northwest Ohio right now, with some heavier storms up into Michigan, and behind this there could be some additional isolated showers moving through later this evening. As a cold front sweeps through the area, that is going to spark those showers this evening with only a marginal risk of strong storms. An occasional gust up to 40 miles an hour can't be ruled out, but I'm not expecting any widespread severe weather. Additionally, we have our eyes on the tropics. Now tropical depression Chantal moving towards the Carolinas and producing some steady rainfall. Winds are really down to about 30 miles per hour, but this area of low pressure still bringing some significant rainfall to the Atlantic coast. Here at home, the hour-by-hour forecast does bring that cold front in and sparking some thunder shower chances by about 8 to 9 p.m. in the metro. Again, no severe weather, but a brief downpour and gusty wind is possible. Overnight tonight, showers tapering off and moving to the east of I-75. Monday is going to be a little more overcast, and it's also going to be cooler feeling. Much of the day spent in the 70s. We do briefly spike to the lower 80s with some late day sunshine returning as those showers depart. An isolated shower or storm possible ending by the afternoon, turning a little less humid, and there will be some thicker cloud cover, especially early in the day, and that'll keep those temperatures at bay. We're going to be around 70 degrees to start the day, mid-70s south and east of the river. By the afternoon, highs briefly spiking to the low 80s, but that's as warm as we're going to get, as that cold front really has an impact on our temperatures. Behind that cold front, we see a big drop in humidity levels Tuesday. Even though temperatures are going to be at 87, it is not going to be muggy whatsoever. Through the middle of the week, there are going to be some additional summertime shower and storm chances Wednesday and again Thursday, and you can count on seasonable conditions with high temperatures expected right around 87 degrees. Mugginess, we're going to see a drop in humidity levels Monday and Tuesday, turning a little muggy Wednesday again, and humidity stays pretty seasonable, which is to say dew points in the 60s and just a little hint of humidity in the air. That could fire off some storm chances Wednesday and Thursday, and then next weekend additional showers and storms may be possible. The extended outlook does turn hotter as we head towards mid-July, with temperatures climbing close to 90 degrees. Michael?
All right, thanks, John. We continue to cover the catastrophic flooding that struck central Texas this weekend. The death toll has risen to at least 70. CBS News has the latest from Texas.
For first responders in Kerr County, Texas, it's been a harrowing weekend of searching and rescuing in the wake of early morning 4th of July floods.
We will continue to search our search efforts until everybody is found.
Officials say the death toll throughout the state has climbed to at least 70 and 41 remain missing. Multiple campers from Camp Mystic, the girls' summer camp in Kerr County, are among the missing.
I had the opportunity yesterday to visit Camp Mystic and get to see firsthand what happened there, as well as all the way downstream after that. And it was nothing short of horrific to see what those young children went through.
Officials evaded questions from reporters Sunday as to why the campers weren't evacuated sooner.
One of the questions that still hasn't been answered 3 days into this is, despite TEM's warning on July 2nd and July 3rd that something like this could have happened, that the threat existed, why that information didn't get down to the camps and why they weren't evacuated. Can you answer that now?
That is a great question, but again, we want to make sure that we continue to focus. We still have 11 missing children that we want to get reunited with our families. Until we can get reunited with our families, we are not going to stop until we do. So, thank you.
Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is leading the federal disaster response.
We do know the number one priority now is people, is making sure we're finding people as fast as possible.
In addition to the children's summer camp, RV parks along the river were filled with people on vacation for the 4th of July. They had no warning a wall of water was coming their way. Karen Hua, CBS News, Kerrville, Texas.
Wow. John, this is quite the situation. One thing I've been reading is just the speed at which the water was rising from the river. Can you kind of expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, that area of central Texas, especially the Guadalupe River Valley, that is essentially known as flash flood alley. You know, you've heard of Tornado Alley, but flash flooding is very common around there, and it exists in a higher magnitude than anything we could have here. But still, just the fact that it happens doesn't mean you can always prepare for it. The issue with flash flooding is it happens so quickly, and Mother Nature can be unpredictable. And then that throws in another complication when it's a matter of communicating those warnings as well. I know here at home we've had a lot of summer camps over the summer. We aired a story on some Boy Scout groups in Williams County. And what do you do in a situation like this where there's severe weather rolling in? Of course, they do have safety procedures, but there's only so much you can do, and flash flooding happens in the blink of an eye. So really sad to see. This is certainly a historic flood event. These types of flood events becoming more common. They've seen it before, but that doesn't make it any easier. And hopefully those rescues are aided by the fact that the rain is easing up.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Thoughts and prayers for everyone affected and everyone down there in Texas. All right, Chase.
All right, when we return, the 4th of July weekend coming to an end, but we still got some baseball. Mud Hens down in Columbus and the Tigers in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. Those stories and more coming up next in sports. Sports brought to you by Jim White Honda. Welcome back. We've reached the end of the 4th of July weekend. It's Sunday scaries for a lot of Americans, but there was plenty to be excited about, from food to baseball to fireworks. Earlier this week, we talked with Mud Hens fans about how exciting this weekend is.
What's your guys' favorite part of the 4th of July weekend? Is it the food? Is it the fireworks? What do you enjoy most?
I'm looking forward to the fireworks the most.
Yeah, the fireworks.
The food.
Here, you guys dressed up in the red, white, and blue. 4th of July weekend. Just what are you most excited about for the weekend?
Fireworks. The fireworks here. Fireworks.
So we're asking people about the 4th of July weekend. What are you most excited about for this weekend?
To have fireworks with my cousin.
It's amazing. You can't really beat it, honestly. I mean, it's the 4th of July weekend. Lights are bright. I mean, what else can you get?
What is the thing you enjoy most about 4th of July? Is it the fireworks? Is it the food? Is it the people?
I'm big, so it's the food, but I like the fireworks too.
And speaking of the Mud Hens playing in their final game of the series with the Clippers, top of the 6th here, Toledo down 2-0 until Brewer Hicklin, hero of Saturday's game, sends this one over the left field wall. That's a 2-run homer, and we are tied. Columbus would eventually take a 3-2 lead, but in the top of the 9th inning, How You Lee gets a hold of this one. It is going, and it's over the wall. A 3-run homer, and the Mud Hens come back and hold on to win 5-4. 3 straight wins for Toledo, last 2 in comeback fashion, and they head to Omaha next week. From the Tigers AAA team to the Tigers themselves in Cleveland, taking on the Guardians. This game was scoreless until the bottom of the 8th when Stephen Kwan rips that ball to right field. That would bring in a run, and Cleveland takes a 1-0 lead. But in the top of the 9th, pitch gets past the catcher, allows Zach McKinstry to race home, and we are tied at 1. Guards couldn't take the lead back in the bottom of the 9th, so we head to extras. Top of the 10th, Trey Sweeney gets a hold of this one. Looks like it could go the distance, and it does. A 3-run homer for Trey Sweeney, and Detroit is leading 4-1 now. Finally, Riley Green up at bat, hits this one to deep left, gets over the wall. It's another 10th inning home run for the Tigers. Detroit scores 6 runs in the extra inning, and they win 7-2. Tigers have won 3 in a row. Meanwhile, for the Guardians, they've now lost 9 in a row. But finally, some good news for Cleveland sports fans. The Cavs are bringing back Larry Nance Jr. Nance officially signed a 1-year deal with the team today. Nance's dad, Larry Nance Sr., was an all-star for the Cavs. Jr. was born and raised in Northeast Ohio and played for the Cavs in 2018 to 2021. That's all for sports.
We're now just days away from the first open house at this year's St. Jude Dream Home. The home is in the Coventry Point subdivision in Perrysburg. It's valued at $650,000 and features 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. And you have a chance to win it by reserving your $100 ticket right now. Along with the house, you have a chance of winning a 2025 Honda Civic LX and a Honda electric scooter from Jim White Honda. Open houses start next weekend, and if you haven't already reserved your ticket, just call the number on your screen or scan the QR code. When you reserve your ticket, 100% of that money goes directly to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, providing life-saving care at no cost to the patients. Tickets are limited, so be sure to get yours before we run out. Bees are in crisis, with populations dropping at alarming rates around the world. However, CBS News shows us how one man is giving pollinators a reason to return.
In a city where you can see just about anything, a man in a bee suit on a one-wheeler still manages to turn heads. It may look like a plea for attention, and it is, just not from humans, because Shalico McGee is trying to attract bees.
When I see weeds, I plant seeds. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
He calls himself Mr. Bloom, and his job is to pollinate the forgotten corners of the city using an old Parmesan shaker filled with native wildflowers, a kind that makes San Francisco bees feel right at home.
What do the bees think of you when they see you?
Who knows? The world doesn't revolve around me. Those are busy bees.
It started with a simple idea: beautify the city and bring back the bees. But somewhere between the sidewalk and the seed tosses, it took root.
Oh, check this out.
Before long, his social media account started blooming too, with nearly 1 million followers watching the city come back to life, and not a moment too soon. A recent report shows bees aren't buzzing like they used to, with more than 22% of native pollinators in North America at an elevated risk of extinction. Still, not everyone's on board with this approach. Daniel Montes of the city's Rec and Parks Department appreciates the effort, but says he'd prefer it was left to the experts.
It's not something that we encourage, but it is great to see the enthusiasm, and it's great to see that he's inspiring people.
That might sting, but it hasn't stopped Mr. Bloom from suiting up.
What's it like when you go out in a bee costume?
It's beautiful. You know, I'm just being myself.
And while he may not have a permit, so far, no one's told him to buzz off. Itai Had, CBS News, San Francisco.
Oh, that's funny.
Wildflowers. I love that. You know, I think that's the kind of thing where it's unconventional, but it is an important concern.
I was kind of surprised that the city didn't appreciate it. I mean, I guess they have their experts and they have the way they want to do things, but, you know, someone who's willing to, like, help, you know, repollinate the city, I would appreciate that, right?
Well, he's anti-bee. He doesn't like bees. He got stung once as a kid. Now the city has an agenda.
I guess so.
None of that's true, by the way. Don't actually quote me on that.
He's like a modern-day Johnny Appleseed, just spread.
No, really?
Yeah, we can't eat it.
I guess not.
But speaking of things that we get to look forward to, how about a final check of the weather?
Yeah, the buzz is all about the heat this weekend.
Nice.
It was a hot holiday weekend, but temperatures are going to be dropping a little bit tomorrow. Those storm chances tapering off early Monday. Sunshine returns Tuesday, as well as lower humidity levels. We do have a couple summertime storms that could return to the picture Wednesday and Thursday, gradually warming up to about 88 degrees with dry weather expected Friday. Additional shower chances possible Saturday and Sunday, and no major heat on the horizon, but we are going to be at least back to 90 degrees by that tail end of the 10-day forecast.
All right, well, that's a forecast that does not sting at all.
Not at all.
All right, everyone, we'll behave, and we'll see you again coming up tonight at 11. Take care.